Hey, everybody. Welcome to Kush and Kai. I'm Kai.
What? What? I'm Kush. What's good, y'all? Kai,
Yeah.
it's been so long. My friend, come closer. Come closer.
Oh,
I've missed your face. I've missed your voice.
Oh,
Where have you been?
the wilds of Florida have tried to tame me, but I've remained a strange skeptic of all of our media, good and bad. We're experiencing this during the quarantine, so it's made a lot of our media a lot closer to us. Like we're studying it in a different way and genre. I've seen folks like take their love of shows to the next level where they want to protest or be relevant in the next election. And it's also ridiculous. We are living in a time where, again, listen, everybody, I learned that Kush is flammable and inflammable at the same time because the West Coast is on fire.
Oh, yeah, it's been pretty wild. So just to bring you up to speed on my geography, there is a fire 45 miles north of me. It has to cross a bridge.
Very close.
It has to cross a bridge, and with bridge tolls these days, I feel very safe. So
yeah. No, they're not gonna throw down the change for that.
To the south of me, 35 miles is a fire that they've almost put out. That one's almost contained, but it's the one
super hard.
It's the one 90 miles to the east. Again, across another bridge. That and the mixture of the Sierras that made our skies San Francisco Giants orange the other day.
Yeah. I mean, we want to rep hard in the skies, but it is terrifying. It's like Dennis Villeneuve's Blade Runner 2049.
Not an unfair comparison. Yeah, everything. All the Mars comparisons, Total Recall. Yeah, everything with a red sky. I'm only disappointed we didn't get more Night of the Comet references. Now that is a movie where the Earth's atmosphere is actually red, but that's because everybody was incinerated during a comet party.
Yes. No, they got burnt up. It was a problem.
Yeah.
And also, I have to say, the folks out there now, I mean, growing up in California, you can't avoid this, is people saying, yeah, it's earthquake weather. That's the next step, guys. That's what's going to happen. It will. Before the election, there will be the catastrophic earthquake. That is foretold. Trump, dear blessed leader, he will guide us. Yeah, of course. So, anyway, okay, I wanted to ask you this at the top. What's our Oscar situation looking like? Because it's weird right now.
They said it's probably going to be sometime in like April next year. But let's just be honest, they may not even have an actual like ceremony the way things are going these days. So
they haven't. Have they skipped it before? Even
no.
During the war years? I don't think they have. So. They've just soldiered on.
Yeah, I mean, obviously anyone that was at war wasn't in a movie. So
no. Well, I mean, Elvis like was in a thing and then he came back.
Elvis was gone for 2 whole weeks.
Point taken, where it's like, no, they kept going. Yeah.
I can tell you that I know concessions, if I'm even using the right word, but thoughts about movies that are only streaming are now being considered, whereas like a year ago there was a stern line in the sand drawn. No, your movie must be presented in a theater for at least a minimum of 7 days in LA and or New York, and that's it.
They're sticking to those rules.
And this year they're like, well, maybe you just had a good movie this year. I don't know.
Yeah.
However, that early on in the pandemic, that led to a slew of memes where, Bad Boys for Life and Sonic the Hedgehog are going to be contenders for Best Picture. And I was like, no, they're not. Shut the fuck up.
Kush, I'm raising my hand.
Kai, I recognize you.
Did those movies, yep, thank you, front row. Did those movies come out this year?
They did. They both did.
Oh my God. Yeah. I have lost all sense of time. That seems like it was 2 years ago that we were discussing, this Sonic, that doesn't make any sense.
That was 7 months ago.
Came out earlier this year?
Those were 7 months ago, my friend.
I don't buy that. That seems so much longer ago. I don't buy that. Like, what are you talking about? That was in a different time when you could hug somebody on the street and not be terrified.
I miss hugs. for sure.
Yeah, hugs are awesome.
Hugs
Hugs are the
great.
shit, but we've lost hugs. We've forfeited hugs. Yeah, this year would okay, I haven't seen Tenet, but what in Best Picture? What's topping Tenet this year? In the current slate and what we got out.
That's already been released because yeah, I don't know. The Five Bloods from Netflix is a strong contender right now. Otherwise, theatrically, the Gentleman, Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman, and that's not a Best Picture by any means. That's just a charming ensemble with all your favorite British accents doing naughty stuff, Kai.
We don't
doing naughty Guy Ritchie stuff.
Fantastic. We don't pretend Guy Ritchie is like high art, but I mean, I'm gonna see it. Like,
it's goddamn delightful, dude. I'm surprised
it's entertaining. That's what else are movies for? Tell me, what else are movies for? That's what we're going. Right. Yes. So, yeah, I understand. Yeah, the Oscar, but this is the situation with the Academy. It is like, well, what are we voting on here? Because they
just had a whole bunch of diversity stipulations, and from what I've heard from YouTuber maestro John Campea. John Campea, he says that most of the movies that have always been in production follow like 3 of these criteria, and you only just to get the movie made, not even looking for these people specifically. Like, that's just how big these blockbusters are. Like, most of them are following 3 out of 4 of these criteria, and you only need 2. So I have nothing in front of me, so I don't even know what's involved in all that, how that's going to affect April's possible Oscars non-ceremony.
I feel like this falls in your purview because we spent many a year together discussing that Bill and Ted
3 for years. I denied its existence.
Would never come out. Yeah, no, that was a hoax. It's fake news.
Much like Sasquatch and the Loch Ness Monster.
No, yeah, it seems ridiculous. Yeah,
but apparently the Pentagon said aliens are real. Not
that there would be such a shortage of movies that a Bill and Ted sequel might sneak into the Oscars in some way. This seems like it would just be the ultimate, like, yeah, Kush, this happened. Did you see this happening? It's happening. And it's just, this could be the year because, so many studios have pushed back to, other release dates next year. Everybody's bailing, yet there are some that are trying to fight it out this year.
Well, you remember 3 years back, was it 2016 or 2017, where we had that rash of celebrities die? It was like literally every 3 days, someone that had done something in Hollywood dropped dead.
Yeah.
That for some reason was contained within a year. Like once New Year's hit again, like it was like months before the next celebrity passed on. I don't see us having that same pattern here. It's where I'm going with this is I think the Mayan prophecy was misinterpreted. Yeah. And instead of the world ending in 2012, it was actually 2021. Okay.
There's so many years. It's easy to be off. They had a base 12 system. Like, it's easy to be off.
It's easy to carry the one. We're doing math in Mayan here, okay? Ancient Mayan.
Yeah. So we're trying our best, but you can be off a little bit if you don't round it off. You do the thing. The Mars lander doesn't hit the thing. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem in that essence. Let me ask you this, Kush. Did you see the new Mulan?
No, I don't have the Disney Plus.
Oh, we have the Disney Plus. We are not paying for that. That's not appealing. Our daughter. Yeah.
You were the family that I was specifically thinking would purchase the Disney Plus, because even
we're the target audience.
We have the target audience. You're still hosting sleepovers and all that. Everybody's safe and sane.
No, that's exactly where.
Get all the kids together. $30.
100%. 100%.
No fucking problem. Yeah, I've been hearing terrible things about Mulan as the week went on. I even caught someone leaked the final 5-minute climax, and I was just like, oh, that looked dumb.
Where they find out she's gender bending at the hardest. She like the airbender except for genitalia.
She ran up a wall. She kicked a projectile.
She's bending the genitalia like Beckham.
I guess so.
I think that's what that movie was about. I didn't see it, so I think it's about David Beckham bending his genitalia. I think that's what it's about. Anyway, so we have Disney Plus. We opted not to because they're going to release it in a few months, and we did have a sleepover, like you were portending, with other children. They opted to watch the original Mulan, which we all sang along to and enjoyed, and then forgot about it. And yeah, I mean, hearing that Disney, listen, we're going to get canceled for mentioning this. They filmed some of those sequences real near those concentration camps for those Uyghurs.
I've only heard whispers about this previous week again. I don't know what the hell's going on there. It seems like the harder Disney tries to get China's money, the bigger the ass they keep looking.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, something's wrong. Like the Mulan has just been cursed since day one. We used to cover it on previous microdoses, still available now on the Bosnet.family.
Yep.
Where there was, and this may just been rumors. This may have never happened. Who knows at the time? But you and I once spoke about Mulan was going to feature two Westerners just hanging out, going, "Oh shit! Check out that cute looking dude riding the army. Like,
that European. He's going to bring noodles back to Europe. There he is." Yeah, Marco Polo. That's what he did.
You know, this movie was due to come out technically in 2019, maybe even 2018, and it just kept something kept delaying it. I'm amazed it even made it to the Disney Plus.
Yeah, well, here we are. I read a review pointing out it might be a Disneyification, or it's just a higher level about female positive plus storytelling, where they compared Rey's storyline in Star Wars to Mulan, where it was problematic about them not needing help. Where Rey was like, no, I'll figure it out myself. I can defeat Kylo. You know what I mean? Like, he can't beat me. I'll go to Luke, but then I don't really learn anything, and I'm super powerful. And then going to Mulan, I mean, I've just from the reviews, it was like, no, she's good at fighting, but there's no training sequence like we loved in that first one. I'll Make a Man. It's just sort of like, yeah, no, she's already a good fighter and she doesn't need your help, which is kind of a stumbling block. Like, if you make them a monolith where it's like they're going to win eventually, it is the Avengers movies without any surprises. It's just sort of like, we know they're going to win, but, you know.
Now, Disney is very guilty of too much corporate interference. Unlike a Netflix, could stand to give a note or two, like, turn this down by 15 minutes. Yeah. Disney's hand is all up in everybody's asshole on those sets. So it works or it doesn't. And I mean, to be fair, more times than not, it works. But people are hating on this harder than they did the Dumbo remake of 2 years ago.
What have you been? I mean, quarantine's dragging on. Kush, what's up? Sports are back.
Sports are back. I am fortunately not a part of any of them, though, which is a big bummer.
No, I mean, I was asking our production, like fucking production life. Like, are you going back? Are you doing?
I'll go back if they give me an offer. But I'm so far at the bottom of that list. My career is just in free fall, basically. So we're just writing it out, but it's because we live on such an unbalanced schedule that this hasn't really shook us at all. Like, we're like, all right, a gig's gonna come again. It'll be fine. So I watched the Giants home opener against the A's, and that wasn't even a regulation game. That was just the exhibition they do every year.
Right.
Weird, very weird stuff. Otherwise, I haven't watched any UFC. I haven't watched WWE Raw. I haven't watched basketball because the Warriors they were eliminated before this new season even started.
Weren't part of it, and that season feels like 3 years ago. Like, I mean, we watch this shit, and it's like, oh my god, they haven't had basketball for years, and it's exciting. Like, it's in the bubble, but again, it feels like this is the first, treasure we get after this long break. We've been in the desert. We are with Moses. We've been wandering in the desert for years. We got away from the Egyptians. We don't know exactly where we're going. GPS isn't up on the thing, but seeing some sports is exciting, except hearing where it's like, yeah, most of the Houston team, they had COVID, so they got to postpone those games. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, how is that not going to happen to every single team? Like, it keeps happening.
I heard because of some shit that happened in Florida baseball, that most NFL members are now opting out of the season. They're just like, yeah, whatever, man. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I don't blame. Football should definitely maybe take a year off.
Yeah, and here in Gainesville, go Gators, there was an assistant coach that tested positive that was at all the practices.
Oh, man.
And again, hey, everybody, I work in property management. Just being on those boards, all of the dorms are reporting positive cases, like hundreds of cases. It's just spreading like fucking crazy. And then there was that one kid, I think it was the first one. They weren't doing full practices, like they had actually canceled everything, but it was a Division I player. It was a defensive lineman who caught COVID. He wasn't on school and whatever, but he caught it. He died.
Sad.
He fucking died. And that is, I think, what's going to cancel the season eventually, is just the liability of like, oh yeah, no, they caught it from this school. He died. We're going to sue. That's going to shut it all down. Liability will shut it all down.
Like, I'm still surprised at what is open, what has been open, just in California alone. Like, I know other stuff is more open, obviously, but like,
Totally.
There's been this trend, Kai, and I forget what the scientific name for it, but it's that quad diagram. And it's here's what's up, man. There's people who've been following every possible step that has been suggested, even 60 plus days after a new suggestion comes in, like, oh, maybe I should be doing that too, and they add on to it.
Right.
They're doing everything they can to avoid this thing. And then there's everyone else who's just living freely, and then like, fuck it, protests, or your mask is a conspiracy, or whatever.
Yep.
Both of these two groups are having people survive, and both of these groups are having people just drop like flies. And there's seems to be no one way about it. Now, my mom's a senior citizen, so I'm doing the masks, I'm doing everything else, but I think a lot of shit is ridiculous still. But I can't take any chances, nor will I even flirt with that idea. So we're doing everything we can to not do it. Yep. Having muttered all that out, the one person you would think couldn't catch this thing because he'd absolutely be the best of the best of the best, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and his whole family came down with the COVID.
Yeah.
They came and went. They made their announcement well after everyone got cleared of it, but that still happened. So
yeah. I can't think of anything more American than a disease that struck Tom Hanks and The Rock. I mean, that touches a lot of bases where it just, hey guys, this is serious.
This disease has got a lot of range.
Seriously? Yeah. I mean, as a disease, like, I want to talk to their people. Like they know how to place themselves. Like, yeah, that's high profile. Yeah, that's where it is. But yeah, I know you worry in those sectors, but it's starting to seem like, yeah, there's no herd immunity. We're hearing about people that are getting infected for the second time. It's sort of
really. I haven't heard that yet.
Yes. About 3 weeks ago, there was a guy that was confirmed he had it a second time.
Okay.
So we're looking for the vaccine or bust. Like, this seems to be just with us. This is just part of the reality now.
Well, let me ask you something, Kai. So when you hear something like Sturgis is happening this year, that's a big motorcycle rally, and a group like Smash Mouth is playing, they just booked a gig. It wasn't their concert. They just happened to be there. But does that bother you, or do you go like, well, I'm not going to be there anyways, and we're not going to be anyone who might be around them, who might be around them, who might be around them? Like, do other giant gatherings bother you?
The fact that they had a subtext that was like, fuck the virus. And they're like, we don't care. And then after that, the limited contact tracing that we have was like, this was responsible for 250,000 cases that spread around the country. It was like, okay, well, we get where they're at. And yeah, that's sort of the bucket we're in. Like, people say, like, shut everything down. We were in full shutdown. People were still doing stuff. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. People are going to not care. Like, we don't have a choice. People will disregard any measures that are out there. So that's where we're at. So without a vaccine, it's like, listen, even if social distancing worked perfectly and with a mask and whatever, we have a big segment that does not care. So that's going to keep happening.
You know, I'm happy to have them not care because they're not coming in my house. So it's going to be okay.
But also we have anti-vax people who won't take the COVID vaccine. That's the thing. There's an already anti-sentiment there. Oh. We have to live with this reality where it's like, it's just going to keep going.
Oh yeah, no, I've made peace with that it's already here. To be quite honest, I would have thought, like, just because of everything that I had done, like in December and going into January and etc. And, you know, San Francisco, big metropolitan hub to the world. The world comes to me and then goes somewhere else. I was absolutely positive I had come down with the COVID and just been one of those asymptomatic fools. It's only because we had a family emergency here and someone did get tested for COVID and that came back negative that I go, oh, well, I probably haven't had it at all then. Like, I'm just doing basic math here. Also kind of disappointing because I wish I had it. People are getting it twice now, so it's all
Kush, are we going to hate all of the COVID-related movies that are going to come?
Well, so far there's only one.
No, I'm saying, listen, 3 to 5 years from now, there's going to be the definitive COVID movie. Or series of them. HBO's going to do a docu whatever. Then there's going to be a narrative thing. You know what I'm talking about. There's going to be a lot of COVID-related movie material.
The Hallmark Channel's going to make a rom-com about a girl who accidentally TikToked the wrong guy and fell in love with him. And
all of the things. All of the COVID things. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Aren't we going to be... Wait. Are we going to be annoyed by them? Or obviously, you know, Dennis Villeneuve will come up with some take about COVID that will be like, oh, I didn't think about that. That's but right. There's going to be a lot. Yeah.
If one of these reaches a Titanic level, then we're going to get more like that. And that's going to be annoying.
Okay.
But if all of them are just doing, you know, 7-8 million a weekend, whatever, and then they disappear and they end up on Hallmark, no one's going to care.
But wait. Okay, there's an easy comparison here. Please. Where it was like, I wasn't looking for 9/11 movies after 9/11, but there were a bunch of movies about planes going down in abandoned fields and into buildings.
You know what? I can maybe name like 5 of them, and I would have imagined
that's what I'm talking about.
Like 100.
There may only be 5. There's probably going to be 12, just because there's more media these days. But I'm just saying, like, it's going to happen. And then also, yeah, there were 5 or 6 movies, but at the same time, it reached into media. Like, there were a ton of plot points about 9/11 in a bunch of different things.
For sure.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, I don't know how it's going to come at us, but there's going to be a bunch of COVID-related media. For
the
be it love
9/11
or assassination or whatever.
No, that 9/11 post-entertainment stuff, that shit came and went. Like, everyone had to tell their story, like your NYPD Blues and your Law and Orders. They're all in New York, so they all have to tell a story of like, oh shit, Ricky Short is not a thing anymore, or whoever died on that episode. Like,
yeah, they're out. Don't worry about that. What happened to them? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Died 9/11. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're all grieving here. Bah.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. 9/11 sad. 9/11 sad. It's fine.
But then, you know, we told other stories after that, but everyone's going to have that story and, you know, whatever.
No, we're right there. And then, I mean, for my daughter, it's just, she's doing school online and there were others that put their kids back in school, but they're already getting a bunch of positive COVID cases. It was like, yeah, that's why we didn't put the kid back in right away. We wanted to see what was going to happen. And now everyone's quarantining down. It only happened like a week and a half ago, so it's going to explode. Like the infection rate's going to explode again. We put all the kids back in school. It's crazy.
Yeah. As of this recording, I believe we're just under the 200,000 death mark just in America.
193, I think.
Yeah, right around there.
Oof. Okay, so if you had to guess what movie is going to win Best Picture this year, what are you going for?
Jesus, man.
Tenet is going to win Best Picture. That's my pick.
It's getting a lot of flimsy reviews. Like people are just not digging
I
it.
haven't seen it. It looks not good,
either.
Honestly. But it's the biggest movie that was released this year.
So you want to hear some Tenet stats? So Tenet came out last weekend.
Hit me.
And it made
hurt me.
Domestically, we're talking the United States of America. Domestically, It made $20 million
at drive-ins and then movie theaters that were ill-advised to open again.
Exactly. Now, the previous number in this post-COVID society it's like the New Mutants are unhinged, but it's between 4 and 7 million. So based on these numbers only, Tenet did fantastic. However, this is one of the lowest Christopher Nolan openings ever.
Well,
side note to that,
we have to grade that on a scale.
Oh, it gets my stats get crazier, Kai. So dig this. Now I'm going to tell you a small footnote on the Christopher Nolan thing. He had this deal with Warner Brothers. Opening weekend, he gets this crazy ass percentage. I've heard anywhere between like 20 and 25% just for opening weekend.
Okay.
And then everything else is just like piecemeal or whatever. So he was super duper riding hard on this opening weekend for Tenet, which obviously got bumped and then got bumped and got bumped. So he made whatever he made. But now we're going to get into yearly stats. So as far as Labor Day weekend goes, sometimes it's the 35th weekend of the year. Sometimes it's the 36th. As Labor Day stat alone goes, Rob Zombie's Halloween beat Tenet.
Oh shit! Really?
Yes, sir. But then if you go by just week 36 stats, fucking WB's Conjuring Universe, The Nun. That shit made $53 million.
Wait, where is this playing? Again, is this drive-ins and limited?
This is drive-ins and whatever AMC theaters are open.
Well, again, Ghostbusters 1 would beat all of... I mean, if they just released it in concert, people would go see it again. Oh, man. I mean, I feel for him because it's like we're in uncharted territory where it's like we're putting your contract up against something that hasn't happened since movies has existed. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, that's not fair. That fucking fair. Sucks. Yeah.
That's not fair, but it happened.
All right.
I think this is a good spot to stop, Kai. I'm going to throw some plugs out here.
Yeah, throw it out, buddy.
Check out some Polite Beer Expressions with Robin Seto. You can find that on the bosnet.family/PBE.
Woo!
Previous episodes of Kush and Kai, bosnet.family/Kush and Kai.
Yeah, do that.
And Adventures in Heels and the summer series, Champagne in a Shot Glass, all available on the bosnet.family. I want to produce some movie reviews, but times are tough these days.
Yeah, he is.
Kai, where can folks find you that you want them to find you at?
Nowhere.
Nowhere it is.
No, you need to find me by Kush. That is how you can.
If you got a message for Kai, find me on Twitter at Kush.
Yeah, find Kush. That's how you can find Kai. Find Kush. Find Kush. That's your mission. It's like a bad NBC show that doesn't have an ending. Find Kush. Save the cheerleader.
Save the cheerleader. Save the world.
Woo!
The Bosnet family.
The world comes to me and then goes somewhere else.